Welcome, everyone. It is an absolute pleasure to have you all here with us today. Over the years, whenever we've had our conferences, we've had lovely questions about people asking us, so why didn't my uh, workshop, I sent in a proposal and it wasn't selected, or what was this and what is that? And at Feast, we're always attempting to be transparent because this is a community. This is our family. And we want you to know how we are thinking, our process, and all of that. So today we've come together to discuss literally from proposal to impact, how what we think about and what we do to when we choose our workshops at the Feast conference. The next Feast conference is in Chennai from the 21st to the 23rd of September. Am I right? Did I get the dates correct? I'm still
Well,
still
no,
No, you
from the
don't.
20, you did not.
24th and 25th. See, this is the
21st.
okay. We're doing this end of September. Forgive me. This happens, and we are doing this at the end of September. And I know I got the place right because we've already booked the place, so it is Chennai. I can't land up somewhere else. We are going there. And yes, so we're here. And we thought, what better way to do this than to ask, our directors what they think and how they do. And this becomes a learning process for those of us that have perhaps not sent workshop proposals at other times. For those of us who are experienced, this is a wonderful way that you know exactly how Feast is thinking, so you can enjoy that. And we're happy to have make this interactive. There will be lots of time for question and answers. And before I, take the floor and Roger like waves to me, shut up, I'm going to just jump right in. Let's begin with the first questions that I had in mind. Yeah. Questions that we had were, what what is it that Feast thinks about when we are selecting our workshops? What makes a Feast workshop unique? I'm going to ask Sheila. Sheila, do you think you'd like to take that
Okay,
question
I
to begin
can.
with?
Well, I cannot, we like to think Feast is special, but I cannot say that Feast workshops are absolutely unique, but we hope to make them very special. One thing that we really focus on is practicality. So you'll find when we take you through the workshop application form that we've stated that 2/3 of the workshop must be activities. We want our workshops, people to come to our workshops and be able to take away at least 2 or 3 things that they can, either put into use straight away or something that really gets them thinking and moves them forward in their storytelling journey. I think that's the main difference. I have been to a lot of storytelling workshops, as I'm sure all of you have, and some of them they're described as workshops, but it's more talk shop. And that's what we don't want, which is why you'll see later we've actually asked you to say what you're doing so we can see that it is very activity based.
Tell me, Sheila, are we also, or anyone else who'd like to answer this, are you looking for extremely experienced workshops? Because I know we have a mix of people in our
So workshops for experienced people.
That's right. That's what I meant.
We're not looking for the absolute beginner workshop. Let's put it that way. In past conferences, we have had people put in workshops that are obviously about, for absolute beginners. We don't need people to do a workshop about the power of storytelling. We all know the power of storytelling. Having said that, we are looking to differentiate the levels a little bit. We will have 20, is it 20
20.
workshops?
20.
Because we're going to have 5 different rooms going on at the same time, and there's four sessions in the conference. So we are looking, there can be those that are perhaps more advanced, those that are perhaps more introductory. Now, the introductory, Akira and I were discussing this beforehand, And introductory, even storytellers who are experienced will need introductory workshops in areas of storytelling that they haven't actually done. Maybe you are keen to get into environmental storytelling, but you don't really know how to go about it, or some other aspect. And then again, there might be some more advanced workshops, but that doesn't mean a newer storyteller wouldn't get anything out of it. I think these are just guides for our participants. But what we want is practical takeaways. Somebody else want to say something that I've forgotten? Huh?
That's good.
We want to bring the best of, tellers from Asia and around the world to you. I think that's what our mission is really, to offer a wonderful experience for all of you who choose to come, and also fairly affordable in India. Yeah. So we hope that you'll. It's so nice to see so many of you here. We didn't quite expect that, so that's so delightful. So
But
yeah.
But looking at that, seeing everybody who's here, we do have an incredible, diverse group and interest, and therefore we hope to see that reflected in the kind of workshops that we can offer, and that there are those of us who would, describe ourselves as professional tellers, but there are also many people who are using storytelling as part of their work. And that is particularly, I think, when Sheena mentions the idea of introductory, this is where we are seeing how storytelling might be applied in an area that you are not particularly confident with at the moment.
Wonderful. So this is what this I'd like to add in a bit, because I feel that whenever I've been to a feast conference, I've come away bursting at the seams with ideas and, oh, I want to learn this and I want to do this and I want to move forward with this. So I think our workshops are really aimed at expanding our participants and even our even the presenters horizons, ideas, minds. So whatever workshops that can give us that fresh, unique perspective, and obviously all related to storytelling, would be wonderful. So thanks,
Yeah.
Sheila. Thank you,
Can
That
I
guys.
And
just can I just say one more thing?
Please, please go ahead.
We, as I said, we want the breadth of variety in programming, but we also need workshops that will appeal to a very wide global audience. Because coming to the conference, we will have a lot of storytellers from India, but we will also have from all over the world. So while we love very cultural specific workshops, it must be done in a way that somebody who does not come from your culture can understand and can also get something out of. The problem with particularly culturally specific things is sometimes somebody who is not from that culture, they don't feel, or maybe they feel they shouldn't use it because it could be classed as cultural appropriation. So that is a possible thing to think about if you are thinking of doing something that's very specific to your own culture. How could you make it practical? How can you have takeaways for people that doesn't make them cross the line into cultural appropriation?
Wonderful. That's
I
something more to
think
think about.
Krupa had something to say.
I just wanted to note that as far as Chennai is concerned, it's the Storytelling Conference 2026, we predominantly anticipate an audience of storytellers, unlike other conferences in the past where we were anticipating maybe teachers coming in. So that's just something to think of, right? When you're choosing what workshop to apply for.
And basically, I always felt that conference workshops, the simplicity of it. We want everybody to believe that they can do it, and I think that is something that we look forward to. Sorry, I'm not in the panel, but I just felt like saying this.
You can't keep a good
Anybody?
jiva down.
No, everybody is welcome. And like I said, this is going to be interactive. We just like to get a little bit information out to you. So Jiva, stay there. Don't move. Please. All right. So let's go to our something that always throws a lot of people off is our wonderfully detailed application form. The moment that goes out, we have like, oh my God, this is so big, this is so huge, there's so much to fill. And it's not really that complicated, once you get down into it. And I would love it if if Kiran could tell us a little bit more about this particular form.
Sure. Now, I have to say, we're all volunteers, but we've put in a lot of work from the past conferences, but we keep tweaking it because what we want to do is make it as simple and clear for you and also for us when we're reviewing the proposals. So the first thing is we're going to allow 3 proposals, either as a solo presenter or a 2 presenter workshop, which means that your name can appear in a proposal only 3 times, whether you do only solo or solo and with another partner. So 3 proposals maximum. So make sure that you choose the right form because that's important. I won't go through all the details because they will be made available when we open up the application forms, but just a few highlight things. The whole idea is to help you plan your workshop better so that you have a clear you have it clear in your mind what you're going to offer with the breakdown that we have asked for. And that will help us also follow your train of thought as you write down all your activities. So when you do get this form and you do decide to put in for a proposal, uh, you will have to be very, very clear and give us the details that we need to help it to help us, help you as well. So we've added one thing that was new this time, I think, was the noise level, perhaps. Because we discovered in previous workshops that some workshops are noisier than others. So we keep tweaking things. I think, is there any more? Yeah. So it'll all
Crystal.
be there. It'll be a jot form. It'll be very easy, and you just upload the requirements, your bios and your usual
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the critical thing to highlight on the form, Kiran, is that the section where you are describing the actual content of the workshop and how you plan to run the workshop,
Mm.
because we there will be many people that we don't know,
Yeah.
and therefore it's really important for us that you are very detailed in that. And I'm sorry that yes, as Priti said, that is work on your behalf that you need to do. But we're really looking to have that kind of detailed breakdown of what your objectives are and how you plan to make it practical, the
Yeah.
different kinds of practical activity. So
Yeah.
don't skimp on that.
Bring that
And
up.
all
Bring
and
that up.
also this is a workshop we think you should have already presented before.
Mm.
Or if you're thinking of a new workshop that has elements of what you've done before, that's also possible. But we do think that it's a workshop you have presented before.
See, sorry, again, I'm going to add something. Okay.
Uh, Jiva, that's
No,
why I said stay here with us.
no, no. The
Stay.
thing
Oh,
is, see, we are all storytellers. So when we read something, we visualize the whole thing. So when you write it clearly, we have a very clear vision of what's going to happen, and that makes it very easy for us to select. I'm talking from my point of view, okay, from my level of thinking. So that's why we say this. It'll look like this. You know why I'm saying this? Because I'm all the time doing these immigration forms, pages after pages. And I know how clarity helps. So, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Clear
Ambu
communication is what
request.
we're looking for. Yeah.
Can we look at the
Um,
actual bit about the workshop? Can you bring that up, Ambu? Because I think that would help. Because we have kind of divided it up to make it clear.
Yeah.
Okay. So this has been done very intentionally. Now this is a fillable form, so you can make it bigger. You know, you just type in and it gets bigger. So, and these minutes you can add, you know, or subtract. We're not, you know, it's up to you how you divide. But what we've learned from our experience over past conferences is that sometimes even a really good workshop presenter and a really good workshop kind of loses something because people spend a lot of time on the introduction. Our workshops at the conference are 90 minutes. So to avoid that, we are saying 5 minutes introduction. There's no time to everybody to introduce themselves. Maybe if you're scheduled at the first set of workshops, you might want to spend, you know, get people to introduce, but it has to be fast. So it can't be going round the circle, one person, one person. They can't be. So it's quick warm-ups. And the warm-ups we feel should hopefully reflect the topic of the workshop, because those are the warm-ups that work best. And we've allowed 10 minutes for Q&A and closing. So for a 90-minute workshop, that's only 75 minutes that you've got. So yeah, it is tight. So I would say keep your objectives, you know, in line with that. Don't try and do too much, but always have something up your sleeve, you know, in case there's a bit of extra time. But it's better to you know, be a little bit more conservative in what you are trying to do than to try and give everything. We're all very giving people and we want to give our knowledge, but 2 or 3, you know, things, objectives is enough.
This is also a good time to remind you that we may have up to 40
Yes.
in the workshop room. So you do need to be prepared for that. I think that's also an important consideration when you are planning your workshop. And just to reiterate, if you're also apart from what Sheila said about the warm-ups and introductions, if you are choosing to tell a story, then keep it short as well. Probably 5 to 8 minutes at the max, so that you know your participants can then you can move on, and make sure that even your introductions, your warm-up, your icebreaker, whatever you choose to call it, has a purpose to it too. Yeah, that links to your workshop.
So it's mainly pair and small group activities is what we're looking for.
It's wonderful. I think we've already moved on to my next question. So I'm very happy to continue there with Sheila and Kiring. So what do you think is, you know, when you're reviewing the proposal, what is it that makes a really good workshop? So we could begin with our warm-ups and our short stories, keeping it tight, making sure it's good pair work, making sure it's interactive. What else do all of you believe makes a fabulous good workshop?
I think it's also important to sort of be aware that your audience uh, may come from a different background to you. And so don't make assumptions that they know what you're talking about. Your use of language should also be succinct and also understandable.
Kieran has taught me this. Yeah,
agree.
because, we tend to, some people, I have quite a big vocabulary and sometimes I use it and Kieran will shoot me down and tell me every time. So I've learnt to be a bit more simple.
That sounds wonderful. Roger, Kripa, do you have anything else to add to this, as in tips for execution, what you think uh, would make it fabulous?
No, I think what the workshops that I remember are the ones where I feel I've been very involved. I'm dealing with something, I'm learning something, trying out possibly a new skill, a new way of approaching a story, how I might prepare a story, for example. The fact that I'm getting to work with other people, I get to know them well during that time. So that again, I think we can always tell if there's been a good workshop because people come out of the room buzzing, and they want to talk, and that will drive their conversations probably during the coffee or the lunch break. So I think that we're looking obviously for facilitators who've got an experience of what they're talking about. If you want to do a session on storytelling in prisons, you'd better damn well have actually done time. Well, not when I say done time, but you've actually, I've been into and done that. And so that you've got that experience, and we feel that we are getting something very direct and immediate from you. So, yeah, that sense of connection between the presenter and the participants. Sheila.
Kiran, you
I think
mentioned 40 people. Sorry, Sheila. Kiran, you mentioned about up to 40. Are we guaranteeing 40 people in each workshop? Yeah.
We just want to make sure that you're aware,
That they
that,
should be able to scale up if
yeah.
needed. Is that what
The
we're
other
thinking
thing
about?
also that you also need to be flexible. And this is personal experience. Um, what happens if you're relying on PowerPoints and PowerPoints don't work? Yeah. Um, it happened to me because the air condition in the room didn't work, so I had to move or something like that. And I had to move to a very small space, and there was no way I could use my PowerPoint, but it was okay because I was prepared. I always print out my PowerPoints, and I could look at my laptop too, and it did not matter. So make sure that you have, we aim to be as organized as possible. However, things can and do go wrong, and so we would ask, that you be flexible as well, and be able to tweak things should something
Sheila, you want to
happen.
go ahead? You were saying something?
me.
Yes, yes, you were saying
Yes, no,
something before.
it just occurred to me. I mean, one of the things that I would see as a hallmark of a workshop is warmth and safety. So that people feel connected, people feel good. So I have been to workshops in the past where people have done things where people have not felt safe. I don't think anybody here would do that, but that is something, that to think about. How can everybody in the room feel part of it and feel safe?
That's also a cultural relevance you'll have to keep in mind. There are certain restrictions in culture. So keep that in mind as well, because we're going to have a mixed cultural group as participants.
Okay, so
To us,
another
Kripa. Yes,
thing,
Kripa, I know you are going to jump in. Please.
another thing that I'd like to add is this isn't the hallmark of a good workshop, but participants do appreciate it when they have a handout or a resource that they can take back. And this is also one of the things that we've put in the application form. But I do want to say that we do not expect you to submit the handout right away. But if you are, then it is a good idea to tell us about it. And everyone likes a goodie bag, and a handout goodie bag has been appreciated. Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a complex handout necessarily. It could just be a rundown of what you covered,
Yep.
or it could be a list of additional resources. So we're not expecting huge tomes, but something to help them remember.
So
That will be
since
given
we're coming,
electronically afterwards.
I think Lynn has a question.
Yes,
but
Lynn has a
please.
question.
It could be an A and a B question, or two part. One is there any workshops that, so people don't apply and waste time? Is there any sort of workshops that you know for a fact you would never accept? And
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
the other thing is, if the workshop was offered and it was all practical, like because it's more of a creative thing connected with the storytelling, is that acceptable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
which
second,
Lynn, you brought me to our next question. Thank you so much. What is it when we are thinking about when we want to, when we have to,
choose.
absolutely say no and reject a workshop? So what are those workshops and what are the ones we would absolutely say no, no way? And so let's answer that.
I think the ones that we would be very careful about are those that go into healing in some way. Now, we all know stories are healing, but we only got 90 minutes. And one, I think you would have to be a qualified counselor or psychotherapist or something like that before we could consider it. And it would have to be kind of more general things that storytellers could use. Kira and I have organized storytelling workshops at conferences since 2000. And I can remember one, a very lovely storyteller, very experienced, who did something about you had to bring something with you that meant something. And I remember walking into that, it was a 2-hour workshop, walking in near the end, and everybody was in tears. And some people were quite distressed. So, and then it had to stop and they had to go off. So we don't want to do anything where you're going to have to hold the space for people. We can discuss this and the issues around it and things like that. But yeah, you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That makes sense. Anything else, Kiran?
Yes, if you're, look, we're volunteers and we're going to accept 20 and we will definitely get a whole lot more. So if your application is incomplete, I think we will probably not look at it further. So make sure, and that's not difficult, make sure you spend the time to make sure that you have filled every part of it. And you can take your time. We're going to give you about 2 months, I think,
Yes.
from the time that we open and the time that we close our applications. So you do have time. And please, if we reject your application, it doesn't mean, it's not you. Okay. That's the main thing. Like, oh, my application got rejected. What's wrong? And it's not you. It's just that we have to look at the whole range and have a good balance. Yeah, I'll let
Kripa has
somebody
a very
else pop in too.
that's really powerful because I know I've submitted workshops in the past, and while one or two have been accepted, one or two weren't, and I know exactly why they were not also. So yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, Kiran. So Kripa has a pet peeve about incomplete
Oh,
applications,
yes.
and I've heard
So,
her go on and on
being
about it.
on
Kripa,
the administrative side of Feast, so Lynn, to answer your question, are there any straight rejects? If I see a workshop application with only one paragraph written inside it, I will reject it. And this has happened in the past. Unfortunately, I can count 10 applications that we've received with just one paragraph, which is like a summary of the workshop. And that really puts us off because without any information, how could we possibly understand what your workshop is about? How could we plan our programming? a lot of the reason why it's not you and us is because we're looking at programming from the big grand picture. And do we have enough beginner? Do we have enough introductory? Do we have enough advanced? Do we have a variety? From the workshop combinations that we've had in the past, we always have a good mixture of niche and depth and newness, especially going by in the past conference in India, in Bangalore in 2019. Roger was absolutely right. Everybody walked out when they had something to do, and you could see the smiles from a mile away. So that's the workshops that will are plain winners, and it's easier for us to choose. But that doesn't mean that we don't take other workshops. Like last year, Roger, how was the poetry workshop?
Again, it was very good, and although there was a lot of instruction, but there was also a lot of time when I was there. We were responding to that. It was very practical as we were trying to apply the poetics to the storytelling. So try and again answer. I won't say we would reject anything outright, but if, for example, as Jiva said, there are cultural sensitivities, that if we felt your topic here, we would probably want to come back and seek further clarification about that. If you were dealing with refugees, for example, that could be politically very sensitive. And therefore, do we want to know how you're going to do that and without being, how you're going to approach that? Or if it's in terms of sexual identity, this kind of thing, then we would want to know how you are looking to approach that. Though hopefully you will be sensitive to the issues and you will have addressed that in your submission, how
A-
you're going to kind of present that.
And as experienced facilitators, we know what is lacking. With so many workshops that you have done previously, observe what is it that storytellers need in common. There are lots of things they're missing out. I'm sure we'll all have a little bit of a list. So that also we will look into it and say that, okay, I think this is the need of the hour. I think this is where they make something, So things like, I'm just saying because these are questions that storytellers ask me,
Variety, we're looking for diversity.
Yes.
And again, we often get some workshops that are pretty similar, so we have to weigh them. That's
Yeah,
all.
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
There was a question: do you have to be a feast member to apply for a workshop? Absolutely not. We're looking for the best talent around the world who is able to come to Chennai. But having said that, sometimes in programming, we might get two equals. And of course, we would, choose the feast member. It has to be. Because these decisions are so difficult to make.
Yeah.
We struggle with it every year and we don't like turning people down.
Yeah.
But it is a very tricky choice. So sometimes that is, when it comes down to the last, at the post, that we would, because we are here for our members. But we want to bring the best of the world to our members and to Asian storytellers.
And we also hope that anybody who's not a member now would then, having become involved with the Feast Conference, would then want to become a member of Feast. So again, that's not a given. Again, talking about variety, we are very mindful that on the afternoon of the second day, we need to think about what kind of workshop, because people's energy is fading. We're often looking for things that might have, if there's a music or a singing element, perhaps there's going to be something that is a little more light-hearted, then that may well find that we want to have that as an option in the final session of the conference. So as I say, that it's really about trying to balance a very uneven wheel.
And for
Oh,
those experienced storytellers who have a lot of workshops that you could do, I would say, give us a variety, so that, we can, hopefully choose one that fits with the program.
Sounds absolutely
Thank you.
wonderful. Already, I'm getting
Good question,
excited
Lynn. Thanks.
about it. There's just one more last question, and it is again to do with the form. The amount of detail that is being requested is a lot. And I know we've mentioned that it is going to be work for people and everything, but we do need it. Would anyone like to elaborate on why we're looking for so much detail?
Because it helps us choose the best workshops.
Sure. Right.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's it, without detail. And also, I think the important thing is, some of you we know very well. A lot of you we don't really know. So we don't want to just be using the same people again and again. We want to reach out to people, to new people. That's not saying that our old friends will be summarily rejected, because there is a place, for people who have done things in our
Experience.
conferences before and have done really well. We're not going to say no, we've seen too much. We will take everything on its merits, but we do want to reach out to new people and give you a chance. And the only way we can do that is if you give us a lot of detail.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. We're pretty much at the end of our conversation aspect. Any final thoughts on that you'd like to put across, before I open up the floor to questions and answers?
I think one thing we haven't talked about is what we offer our facilitators. So
Yes,
that if you are selected to present a solo workshop, you will get a complimentary pass to attend the conference and a complimentary ticket, a place at the welcome dinner, which is on the evening before, so the 23rd of September. If you are chosen to do a two-person
Tandem.
workshop, a tandem workshop, then you will get a 50% subsidy of the whatever is your applicable rate, depending when you're applying and where you are in the, if you're a member or a non-member, and so on. But you will also get the free invitation to the welcome dinner. But of course, your travel to the conference, your accommodation at the hotel this is at your expense.
And I have to say about the hotel that we will try and facilitate sharing, so that if you're coming on your own, you don't have anybody to share with. We do always try and help to, so that people can get the best deal for their money. How many the hotel is a very nice hotel. Jiva, maybe you could say a little bit about our conference venue.
yeah, it is a business hotel. So obviously it serves the purpose. So they have 40 rooms and they have enough halls for our workshops, which is very good, which can accommodate easily 40. But we're not looking at 40 everywhere. It's very nice, and it's really well connected, so you don't have to walk up and down. The design is very nice with enough restrooms. I have to add that because we all need it, because we don't want long queues. And one more thing is, it's not like it's 5 floors, 6 floors where you have to go up and down. It is 1 floor. Worst scenario, you just come down yourself, through the stairs. It's very convenient. The food is good, but the thing is, it is a vegetarian food joint. All right. So predominantly, it will be vegetarian food, but on request, they would on special occasion give us. But I'm talking as an Indian, you have a huge variety of Indian food that you need to taste. Honestly. Plus, even if we can't get that 40 rooms is all right, like first come, first serve, they do have, very close by, walking distance, about 5 minutes, or they also have a shuttle from the main hotel to these residents that is very close by. So they have rooms there as well. So we can take those rooms. It's like a apartment where there are 2-3 bedrooms, so which can be shared. So that's another possibility. When I say 3 bedrooms, there's also the drawing room, which can be used as a bedroom if you want to. So that's also possible. We went and looked at that. It's a very neat place. It is not a 5-star rating, but it's very modest, but very neat and clean. And it's the heart of the city. And the important news is it is connected to a mall. You have everything there. So if you feel like eating your meat, go and enjoy. There's lots and lots of it. All right, like people, yeah.
I'm so curious to know the name already.
What's the name of the hotel again?
It's called E Hotel.
E-Hotel.
E Hotel. It's called E Hotel. It is connected to Express Mall. It's a beautiful place. It's just nearby, and it's also very close to the beach, to the museum. Like it's like very centrally located. It's a lovely place. And if you still feel that no, I can't afford that, it's quite very affordable because, and we are trying to kind of, if I can put it that way, butter them to reduce that price. We'll see. I can't promise you right away because every year they change the rates. So that's also there. Even if you think it's not possible to stay here, there are several places close by, which we have already made a note of. So all that we will be providing. But the only request would be, Feast will not take the responsibility of booking it for you. We will provide you with all the details, so you directly get in touch with it. Of course, the finances, we'll let you know later how it goes about. Is there anything else you want to know? Breakfast is on the house. You can have your breakfast, is free, but again, vegetarian food. Right? Anything else you want to ask about the venue?
Nor
They
is
do. They do
No.
arrange for airport transfer as well. But of course, you need to be very sure. But we will also give you how to get a cab from the airport,
Yeah.
which is very easy. Very,
There'll
very
be an
easy.
information list. Yeah.
Everything. You'll have a little
So,
booklet that will give you everything.
yeah. Coming back to the workshop. So applications will open on the 1st of November and end on the 3rd of January 2026. Okay. So we will send you details. People have asked, yes, there will be a recording that will be sent to all those who registered, but we will also put it up on the Feast webpage, a conference webpage that is now under construction. And here we have Krupa, who's done this wonderful step-by-step application process.
Yeah. I'm just gonna walk you through this once because we do get a lot of questions about this. So like
Would you
Kiran
be a
said,
little louder, my dear? A
so
little
we do
louder.
get a little can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
better.
So we do get a lot of questions about the how do I apply? So I'm just going to walk you through. It's quite simple. Like Kiran said, please come to the Feast website on the 1st of November, and you should see a form available on the conference page. Now, once you get into the form, it will prompt you to download a Word document template, which we just showed you. And that's so in your off time, like you don't need to do this online. Offline, you open the Word document, you fill out all your details, and whenever you're ready, then please come back to the website, open the form. We have some generic details like your name, your bio, your headshot, and then you upload your completed template, and then you submit by the 3rd of January, and you're done. So it's as simple as that. Download, complete your template, and when you're ready, find the form on our website and upload again. Yeah.
Yeah. The exam is over on the 3rd of January.
The other thing that is very good to know is that you can, come back. You can save your details and everything and come back to the form. You don't have to
Yeah.
worry that,
Mm.
I
Yeah.
put in everything and it's gone.
Yeah.
So you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Peaceful.
You can
Let's,
So
open for
you
questions.
Thank
can,
you.
should we
you,
see
you
if
Please
can,
go ahead.
take questions? Let's see
yes.
if there are other
Yes, we have
questions.
Absolutely. I was just
questions.
going to do that. The floor is now open for anybody that has any
I
questions.
see Lynn's hand up.
I see Lynn's
yes,
hand.
it's me again.
Please,
Um,
go ahead, Lynn.
If you've got several workshops you'd like to offer, as in that one might be chosen, that's okay, right?
You have up to 3.
3.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can
Okay,
submit 3.
Yeah.
right.
And it's all done on the same form. You just have to fill out one template. There's provision for 3 workshops in a single document, and then once you're done, you just upload it in one single shot.
Oh, I'm sorry, I never got that I never found that information. Sorry if I'm
You'll see it when you get into the thing. Now
okay.
we should say, because we are allowing partner workshops, no more than 2 people. And if you decide to do a workshop with somebody else, we should have said this earlier. You need to make it clear why exactly you are doing it with a partner. It can't just be because I like working with him or her and it will boost my morale. Kieran and I did workshops together for several years when we were starting out because it made us feel safer. But we hope that, you will be confident to do the workshop on your own. But there are some workshops where a second person can really help. So we need you to tell us that, why you're doing it. Now, there is a separate form for the what we call tandem workshops, 2 presenter workshops. So if you are, say, doing 2 of your workshops on your own and 1 workshop with a partner, only one of you has to put all the details in their form. The second one might be doing another 2 workshops on their own and 1 with you. Then they just have to say that they are doing it with you. Is that all right, Krupa? Did I get
Yes,
that
that's
right?
absolutely
Yeah, yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
yeah.
And if there's things that you don't understand, you don't know. A lot of you have got my WhatsApp. You've Sheila, no, just feaststory@gmail.com. I answer it. If I don't know, I will pass it on to somebody else. Do reach out if you are confused. Okay, we expect that. So, any
Anything
other
else?
questions?
Any more questions? There was something in the asking from Nor. Hi, Nor. What is the estimate of the hotel rate? And Ambu has very sweetly answered that we are negotiating those rates and we'll keep you informed. So for everyone.
Yeah, but there
All of that
will
is
be
still
other
informed.
hotels. We hope to get it as low as we can, but there will be other cheaper hotels that we can recommend nearby.
Yeah, the only thing is, sorry, the whole hotel is going to be ours,
Yeah, which is going to be fantastic.
just us. They're not going to take any more new guests. So it'll be only storytellers. It's all to ourselves. So behave yourselves, okay?
Let's hope
Yes,
Storytellers
so.
never
ma'am.
behave themselves.
We
Jiva
cannot
will be there
expect that.
cracking the whip. It's all right.
Yeah.
That's her
So
job.
I see
perhaps,
Deepa's hand raised. Deepa, you have a question? Just unmute and
Yeah,
speak if you like.
yeah, thank you so much. And hello, all of you. And it's my like second or third time attending a feast seminar or workshop, whatever we would like to call it. So I wanted to ask, is it a compulsory to be a feast member to present a workshop, apply for it?
No.
no.
As I mentioned before, you don't have to be a feast member. But as I also mentioned before, if it comes to the last bit in the race, we can't decide between this workshop and this workshop, and they're both so good, and we want them both, but we can't,
Yes,
we will give it to the feast member.
great.
Because we're loyal to
Thank you
our
so much.
members, we have to do that.
Yes, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
There's a question in the
Bongiswa, did I say your name correctly? You are
Yes,
raising your hand. Go
Bongiswat.
ahead.
Hi, Bongo. So
Good
good to have you
afternoon,
here.
everyone, or should I say good evening, since you
We're
that's
all over the place.
I hope everyone is fine. I'm seeing familiar faces. I'm excited. Just a question. I wanted to find out, do you have workshops that you perhaps say, okay, well, this workshop, no, we have a lower level, we have an intermediate, we have a high level one. So that's what I want to know. Do you categorize them? Do you say, no, this workshop is overrated? We don't need this anymore, but we're looking for something in a intermediate level or higher level? That's just my question. Thank
So
you.
there is an option on the form. We ask you to say whether you see this as an introductory or a more advanced type of workshop. So, yeah. So, as I say, as we're looking to try and balance it out, we would expect to have some that were more in the introductory category.
I think so.
Yeah, it would
Thank
be
you.
a
Balance.
mix.
We
Yeah.
will have an
Thank you.
even balance.
Yeah.
So you will have to decide,
But yeah,
Bongiswa,
mm,
what your proposal, where your proposal would sit.
mm,
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
why
yeah,
you get 3 workshops. One of the reasons you get 3 workshops. So you might want to pitch them at different levels. But as I
mm,
said, it's only an introductory workshop could be of great interest to experienced storytellers if it's
yes,
an area that they haven't done before.
mm,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's these labels are not as simple as they seem.
Yeah,
mm,
yeah. And perhaps one thing we haven't addressed is we've said that the submission deadline closes on the 3rd of January. Of course, there's nothing to stop you. You don't have to wait until the 2nd of January to submit your proposals. You can get them in anytime after the 1st of November. We will just, we're not going to wait, I'll tell you, obviously, till the 3rd of January before we start looking at proposals. We just don't have enough time because we are hoping that by the end of January, early February, we will have decided the program. We will have contacted people and said, yes, if we have questions, because we're hoping that by the 1st of April, we can launch the whole conference and get tickets on sale and so on. So I would encourage you, as and when you have done the preparation, your planning, your thinking, to get your proposal in. It doesn't mean that we're not going to, get all 20 by the 15th of December and then ignore anything else to come in. All that we will do is start creating a pile of, we love this could be interesting, and we don't really think this one is going to be right for us this time. So please, as I say, you should give us a month from the 3rd of January, and hopefully we will get back to
yeah.
you one way or the other.
And the number of participants per workshop, like Sheila said, could be 40. It's got nothing to do with you. It's the workshop. Don't think, she's popular, she's getting everything. It's not like that. So don't take it that way. It is what people want to learn. And also, I would say it's more a 50-50. There'll be 50-50 of kind of people who are just less experienced and 50 more. So sometimes, the more will have less people, attendees, while the others will have more because they want more experience. So there'll be different reasons why people choose. So don't take anything personally. I have only 10. Be happy if you have 10.
It'll be fabulous.
Yeah.
Can I please correct me, everyone else on Feast team, if I'm wrong? Just because our maximum capacity is 40, are we then completely saying that the facilitators cannot propose a workshop that is meant for a smaller group of like 25?
Nope, we don't. We can.
You can do.
You can do.
Yeah, we need to know that.
Yeah.
But we are on the back of the envelope. We're looking at 150 people
Yes.
coming to the conference. 150. So 5 workshops. That's all things being equal, you get 30. But we suspect that's why we've allowed some to go up to 40. But some may then drop down to 20, 25. That's.
See, it's also the facilitator's reason for limiting the participants. If she feels that for this workshop it will be effective only if I have 25, then she has to mention why she needs only 25. That also will be taken into consideration because there are certain things which works very well when the numbers are small. So we will also take into consideration that.
Yeah.
Just to explain Jiva's point to anyone who's new to Feast and has never been to the Feast conference before, So during one session, like Sheila mentioned, there are 5 parallel workshops happening. So usually when we open registrations, people have a choice to select which of the 5 they are going to attend in that session. And so once you're selected, probably like 2.5 months before the conference, we do let the workshop presenters know how many people have signed up for their session. But the way it works is, let's say workshop A is full, then we shut it down and then we give the participants the option to sign up for the rest. So I hope that made what Jiva was saying a bit clearer. Sheila, you're on mute.
When people sign up, they will for the conference. They will be asked their first, second, and third choice of workshops. For that reason.
Yep. Which is again why we encourage you to register early, apart from you want to take the early bird price, but also it means that you're going to have the best chance of getting the workshops that you want to do.
Shraddha,
Shraddha.
your hand's up. What do you want to say? You know us well enough to unmute and talk.
Hi, guys. Just a quick
Hi.
question. Will there be a learning capsule soon on how to craft a successful workshop and or proposal?
This was instead of the learning capsule.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, Shraddha, the template is very specific.
Yeah.
You just follow the template and,
Okay.
you should be,
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
good.
But as I say, reach out if there's things that you're confused about. Just reach out.
Mm, okay. Thank you.
And also, as Sheila mentioned earlier, any doubts, please write to us. We are there to help because we are also part of your exam. So don't feel bad. Please kindly speak to us, and we are more than happy to help, guide, anything is possible.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
right?
support.
And
Yeah.
support. Yes,
Yeah.
we are not holding hands
Yeah.
because if you fall, we'll help you stand up. No, we are behind you. So remember that we are there for you behind. Anything goes wrong, we
Yeah.
are there for you.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. We are following you. Okay.
The conference is a very big thing for Feast. It's the one time when we can actually get out of being an online organization and we can get to meet together, and therefore making sure a lot of work has already been happening behind the scenes in order to identify the hotel and so on, and already some pre-planning has gone into what is going to be happening at the conference. So the selection of the workshops, the program that we offer to you it's probably the most important decision that we make. If we don't get it right, then people aren't going to come. If we don't get it right, people aren't going to go away thinking like, wow, wow, wow. So we want you to succeed. Please help us when you send us your proposals. We're excited. We're looking forward to that. As Kieran has already said, it's not an easy decision. We may well have arguments ourselves because we don't always agree. There are 7 of us. We're diverse. 8 of us, actually. I'm sorry. So that, we're looking forward to it.
I also can, I think
On
we
on
both,
that very happy note, I'm going to say thank you to my wonderful panelists and to everyone here for being here. Thank you so very much. We will stay around in case you have more questions, but formally, I'd like to kind of, say thank you. And yes, please send your proposals well in time for us. And the sooner the better. As soon as we open the thing, flood our inboxes. We're just waiting to see them.